Hi, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, air signs. This is your March 2021 new moon reading. So we're calling in our angels and guides at the highest vibrations of love and light because I don't want to talk to anyone else. And we're looking at your energy and present time for March for the new moon. Already getting things jumping out. I also wanted to say that at the end of this reading, I'm going to do 3 questions. So you come up with your questions and I will answer them. I'll do a yes or no, and then also a little bit of energy around whatever the energy is around your question. So what kind of energy is going on with you, air signs? Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Here we go. Okay. So, interestingly, you have the Emperor and the Empress in the spread. This is a really powerful combination. This could be talking about twin flame energy. It can be talking about strong partnership energy. It can be talking about balanced masculine and feminine energy. So I just wanted to point that out. The first thing that I'm really noticing aside from that is the first card that jumped out, which is the Nine of Cups. So this is the wish card. It's like coming from a place of all of your wishes not coming into fruition just yet, or the way that you were imagining them to come in. And then everything is flourished out from that. So let's see what's going on. Your big picture is talking about, I love this Hermit card because it's a turtle and the turtle goes in for healthy self-reflection. I love it so much. But that's the big picture. So the big picture is talking about kind of moving back into your home, moving back into your safe place and taking time for yourself to, I even want to say, readjust. Okay, air signs. I'm looking at your higher self. Your higher self is talking about, what I'm hearing is sustainability, sustainable. Is this sustainable? Some kind of situation, like it's the question that's being asked. Also, this is like nurturing something. This is nurturing something. It's also contemplation about whether to continue to nurture something or if it's time to change channels. Should I continue giving my time, energy, effort, love, money, information? Should I continue giving my resources to this endeavor, project, or person? Or is it, am I getting out of it what I'm putting into it? Or is it time to switch channels and do something different? What is the best way to engage my resources? So your higher self is talking about that. I do think that it is having to do with some kind of love relationship because this is the Ace of Cups and your angels and guides are talking about how you're distributing your emotions and emotional energy. Okay, yeah, and I am hearing it's love related. So the heart of the situation is talking about some kind of offer that's not fully being accepted, and then also some self-imposed limitations. So it's like self-imposed limitations are coming from past energy, past experiences that are keeping you from moving forward and moving ahead in accepting some kind of offer or some kind of opportunity. I do want to ask about this opportunity. And the opportunity, yeah, there's definitely something going on. I'm not clear about what my intentions are yet, and so I can't accept this opportunity. It's like, what exactly? Your higher self is talking about what kind of resources do I continue putting into this opportunity? And you're like, I need to reassess and readdress my intention around this opportunity before I actually make a decision. And happening now and into the near future is talking about justice, but it's justice reversed. It's like some kind of karmic injustice that needs to be righted. And your advice is talking about standing in your Empress, knowing your worth, being aligned with your own abundance. So your angels and guides are asking you to resonate with the Empress of you, the divine feminine energy, the receiving energy. So divine feminine energy, when it's aligned, is receiving. So that means it's not chasing, it's not going forward, it's not like going after something, it's magnetizing whatever energy to you, it's receiving it. So waiting for it to come to you. This just jumped out. This also has to do with some heart healing, some wounded heart healing that needs to happen. Okay, so release the idea that, this is interesting, but it's like, here's the King of Cups, it's reversed. It's in the position where it's like, release the idea that this person is all broken up about this. Release the idea that this person is all broken up about this. What does that mean? And I have resistance to being angry. So somebody feels like they're being manipulative. It feels like somebody's being manipulative, and then there's resistance about being angry or vengeful, which means the momentum is to heal and to bring happiness. But it seems like, okay, I have resistance to being angry and vengeful, but it seems like something has happened to perhaps bring some of those emotions forward. Okay, so past, present, future. In the past, there has been some feelings of great sadness, feeling left out in the cold. It also feels like kind of being pummeled. It's like, this rose to me looks like a separation object. And when the separation object, which is the decoy of you, gets full of everything that's coming at it, it wilts and you have to explode it and create a new one. It's a part of protection energy management. But this is what that looks like. So in the past, it's like, whoa, my separation object, I was just pummeled with all this energy. And now I need to create a new one. I need to like get rid of that one so that I can, it's like being drained of energy. Okay, so that's in the past. And in the present, we have being an expert at something. This is interesting because it almost feels like being an expert at a person. I know this person really well. That's what your higher self is saying. So here's the Emperor. Your Empress came up in your advice saying just be the magnet and receive. And then in present time, this is talking about being an expert at the masculine, the divine masculine. I know this person. I know who this is. Good, bad, or whatever. I know. I got their number basically. Okay. And then it's like there are a whole bunch of different opportunities here. There are a whole bunch of different, this is happening in the trajectory, or this is happening in the future. And it's like there are a whole bunch of, this could be different people. There are a whole bunch of different people, or there are a whole bunch of different opportunities. Tell me a little bit more about that. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, it's like easy and effortless communication around a bunch of other opportunities. And this is something that is old school. Like it's like old news, or I know how to do this. I've done this before. This isn't my first rodeo kind of thing. So it's like communicating easily and effortlessly with a bunch of other people or about a bunch of different other opportunities in the future. Okay, I want to get a little bit more clarity with the Lenormand. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Let's see what's going on. Already, I was going to put this in the advice, and the advice is talking about the feeling of being struck by Cupid. The feeling of being struck by Cupid, and it's like be aware of this feeling. And it feels like the person who is being struck by Cupid is the divine feminine. So here with your Empress is the divine feminine again being struck by Cupid. So it's like be aware of this. So your advice is talking about recognizing this when it happens. Okay, I want to ask your higher self what's going on with this reevaluation. And the reevaluation of where you want to put your resources also is this lion. So the lion is talking about kind of like being the king of the jungle. You get to choose how you're dispersing your resources. So it's like nobody else can tell you how to do this, why to do this, where to do this. You have to decide. I want to look at your happening now and into the near future. A little more clarification. This looks wonderful. It's like we've got the sun card. This is happiness and joy and things being illuminated. And there's some kind of trip, going on some kind of trip. This could be a move, but it could also be like literally going somewhere and having a happy time going somewhere. Having joy coming back in, I'm hearing. I want to look at the trajectory a little bit more. Little clarity on the trajectory. There's something having to do with the trajectory about all these different opportunities, easily and effortless communication, things that I've done before. And then there's some kind of, talk about illumination. There's like an image, some kind of unveiling of an image, some kind of like, here's the mirror, it's broken. It's like, I thought things were one way, but they're a different way. Or I thought this was what this looked like, but it looks different. Looks different than what I expected, or it looks different than what was initially presented. Okay, so asking for some advice first for Aquarius. Aquarius, what do your angels and guides want to tell you about this new moon reading? And the first thing is there's some kind of collaboration that wants to happen. So Aquarius, collaboration, this is also my therapy card. So therapy can also mean self-inquiry. It could just mean getting to the bottom of things about how you feel and what's going on and what your dynamics are in certain situations. So there's that. There's also advice around, I'm hearing bettering your situation and self-care. So Aquarius, you have self-care, standing up for yourself, standing up, like having conviction around what it is that you want and sticking to that. Okay, Libra, what do your angels and guides want to tell you? And this is talking, your angels and guides are saying halt. Just hold up, wait a minute, stop everything, stop the process, just hold on for a second before you make any moves. And this is talking about like non-sobriety. It's talking about imbalance. And I even want to say a need for recovery. This is interesting. In this particular deck, this is the To All Believers card. So it's like something needs to be unveiled. And there's a lot of some kind of, it's almost even like fog. There's fog that needs to be cut through in order to unveil something. It's like stop everything until this is unveiled and this is cleared up. Stop everything until this is cleared up. Okay, and Gemini, what do your guides and angels want to tell you for advice this month? Gemini, they're talking about some kind of, I want to say reconciliation, but there's some kind of coming together of two like minds. This can be romance, but this can also be business, or this can be some kind of endeavor. But it's like you reflect back and forth to each other what the other wants or needs to see. And they're also talking about dysfunctional group dynamics, looking out for that and cutting through it. Somebody is not seeing the big picture. Somebody is actually unwilling to see the big picture, Gemini. So just be aware of having to deal with somebody who is being strategic for their own devices. If it's a situation where they're being strategic for a group of people, that's not awesome, because they're only thinking about maybe a portion of the group rather than the group as a whole or the company as a whole. But this is somebody who is not thinking for the best and greatest good of everyone. So just keeping that in mind. And now go ahead and get your questions together. I'm going to shuffle a little bit, but ask 3 questions, and I'll pull cards for yes or no, and then also a little bit of energy around whatever it is that you're asking about. So feel free to pause this while you get your questions together, and I am going to start with question number 1. This is a yes. So here is the wish card, and this is wishes and dreams coming into fulfillment. And this is a yes, a little bit more energy around that. It looks like there's some kind of offer here, and it's a pretty solid offer to get going with, to step into. This is also just the beginnings of creating a solid foundation for this thing, but this would be a yes as well. One more card for that one. This somehow eases or heals some anxiety. And question number 2, again, this is a yes. Things are illuminated, things are healthy and whole, things are coming together, bringing joy and satisfaction. There's a lot of abundance energy around this, manifestation energy around this. That looks so wonderful. And here, all of these are major arcana for that second. So this is like a big turning point too. This is also the Hangman reverse. So it's like I no longer have to sacrifice, everything's falling into place. Wow. I love that second one. Okay, so the third question. Third question is talking about, I would say that this is a no. The reason I'm saying this is a no is because it's not outward, it's inward. So it's like it's incubating. It hasn't decided to be a yes or a no yet. It's incubating, but it is keeping things to yourself, letting things roll around a little bit, figuring things out. This is the oracle as the observer. So observing things, it's like gathering more information before you commit to a location. More energy around that. This has to do with, this is like not equal give and take, not reciprocation, no reciprocation. So this is like you might be doing some of this on your own, or this could be because you haven't asked for help yet. But this is like focusing your own resources in a particular way where you're not necessarily receiving anything back. And this is also perhaps dashing forward quickly without knowing the big picture. So that's what you're kind of trying to avoid. So that would be a no. So that high priestess at the beginning, she's still gathering information, which is a good thing, because if you move forward without knowing the big picture, what occurs? Well, your heart opens. So it's like, I kind of feel like your heart chakra is exposed, or your identity space is exposed. It's like you're open to other people's energy that you're not ready for yet. So, I mean, the heart opening can be from compassion, but that doesn't always feel good. So if you move too quickly without the big picture, air signs, you could be exposing yourself in a way that you're not going to enjoy. So there you have it. This was your new moon reading for March 2021, and I'll be back with more readings soon. Thanks for being with me, and I'll see you later.